We're back. We're live again. Second show of the day, 2015 Body Power. Third show of the day, flying by. I don't even know what show I'm on. I'm doing so many of these. Pump, pump, pump. You know how it goes. Aaron Singerman PJ Braun from Prime Nutrition and Blackstone Labs. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Do you put a slash in the middle?
No, I like Blackstone Labs first.
Blackstone Labs / Prime Nutrition.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter.
CEO and president of Blackstone Labs and Prime Nutrition, Aaron Singerman and PJ Braun.
Now, do you guys flip coins on who's going to wear what shirt?
Yes. We do discuss it in the morning. Yeah, we do discuss it in the morning.
There is a discussion that happens.
We still strangely room together when we travel.
Even though you fly first class, so you drop like 10 grand on
share a room. We do have a 2-bedroom suite.
So and he'll be like, I'll hear him on his side of the room, and he'll be like, hey, are you wearing black? And I'll be like, yes. And he'll be like, okay, I'm wearing red then. And that's just basically how it goes.
That's actually exactly how it
goes.
That is,
I'm not even trying to make you laugh.
You're
That's
just
true.
like high school students with too much money.
Yes.
That's really what
exactly.
it's wound up being.
Yeah.
Now, I had you on at FIBO, and we had a great conversation that I got a lot of good feedback from about success and drive and how to. And one thing I had a few people mention, I had 3 people mention this to me, was how you talked about how you used to be a procrastinator and an underachiever, and you decided to stop.
Yes.
And they were like, man, that's just as simple as it gets. You just got to answer the text now.
Yeah.
You have the time. You're just sitting there waiting for your food at a restaurant. Answer it now.
Like, it's all about habits. Life is about habits.
Yeah, and you just take the steps to make new habits. And I mean, I've read books on how hard habits are to change, that sort of thing. But that was a great thing that he said about that. So, last episode with him, he was food poisoning, laid up. That was a rough FIBO for you, eh?
Yeah.
So, since we had this in-depth quality discussion about real topics, this time we're just going to talk about ridiculous stuff. And
we're just going to fuck off over here.
Ridiculousness.
We're going to start, first of all, I want to start with, when was your last show?
2012 USA's.
So 2012 USA's did your last show. You decided, how did you decide that was it?
So that show, we talk about whatever in the show, right? We talk about whatever we want.
Yeah.
So that show was like, I had told my parents when I was young that if I'm not a pro when I am 30 years old, then I'm going to put all my focus into my business. My grandpa wanted me to be an engineer like him, and I was like the smarter one of the family. And I think I just broke my chair.
You're the biggest guy sat in it all day.
I'm so strong still after all these years. So that was it. I had it in my head, and so I was like, you know what? I'm going to go all out for this show. I'm going to increase the dosages higher than I had normally done.
Right.
Do all these things. And I was training so hard. I was out in California, and I was 3 weeks out from the show. This is 18 days out. This is how it all went down. I was doing a leg workout. It was like what I thought was going to be my last really hard leg workout. And I was doing like squats as like my third exercise. And I'm not the strongest guy, but I was doing like a 495 for like sets of 8. I had Derek Farnsworth and Pete Ciccone were doing legs too, and they were like spotting me, and it was like a really sick workout. And there was guys there like Louis Chiardell, the big sexy, and those guys. They're like, why are you training so crazy, like so close to the show? And I was like, man, I'm in a zone. And I was on 4 scoops of the original Jacked 3D, the original one with all the stuff in it. So I was a stim junkie back then. So I had saved it for these leg workouts. And I came home from that workout, and I just felt like beat up, And the girl that I was dating, she was like, you don't really look that good. You look kind of pale. And I was like, man, I killed it so hard today.
It's like a compliment after leg day.
Yeah.
Like, you look fucking great.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, fucking.
I did it.
Yeah.
So I woke up the next morning, and I felt like I was like in pain. And back then I used to just, I just eat fish all the time, right? So I'd woken up, I had my fish breakfast, right? And I was going to the chiropractor to get some treatment, and I had to pull the car over because I was doubled over in pain, and I knew something really bad was wrong with me. And I literally was thinking to myself, like, man, I don't know if I can drive anywhere. And I got myself back home, and I'm immediately Googling, like, right side of the body pain, like, trying to break it down, what it could be.
It's funny, we don't even go to the doctor,
No.
we go to Google.
Go to Google, WebMD.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm like, I'm coming up to symptoms of, like, you know, gallbladder, things like that. I'm like, it can't be my gallbladder because I'm not eating any fats, right? And I'm like, using my bro science versus WebMD science. And the girl
Which is a perfect blend of solutions for
course,
every problem.
Right? So the girl that I'm dating comes home, and she was like, listen, you look terrible. Like, your lips are white. Like, I'm bringing you to the emergency room. She brings me to the emergency room. They took a look at me. I could barely stand up. They bring me right in, and like, going over everything, and they hook me up with Demerol, right away. So now at this point, I'm like, you know what? I'm ready to go home. I'm feeling pretty good. Let's forget about what I did when I came in here. And they're like, listen, we're doing all these ultrasounds and everything else. I cannot figure out what the hell is wrong with you. So I give me a CAT scan. The guy walks into the room. This is literally like exactly the way it went down. He goes, you have a mass in your liver the size of a tennis ball. We don't know what it is, so we're going to have to keep you here for some testing. And then walks out of the room. So the girl that I'm dating starts crying and stuff, and I was like, listen.
PJ calls me immediately.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I'm like,
before his mom.
Yeah.
Probably.
I'm like, it's not, I just know that it's not like a tumor. It's like something weird, you know? I'm like, I did the craziest workout yesterday. Like, it's got to be something weird.
Yeah, bursts a blood vessel in there, and it's like hematoma.
Sure enough, they keep me overnight. I'm like, I made her get my laptop and stuff, and I'm like doing work in my bed. And the next day, they tell me after all this stuff that I burst blood vessels in my liver. I did a Valsalva maneuver, which is basically when you squeeze really, really hard, like when you're taking a dump.
Or deadlifting.
Or deadlifting, yeah. I like the dump reference. I feel like people can associate with that
Everyone can relate, even non-lifters.
Yeah. So I literally ruptured the blood vessels in my liver, and it was a big pool of blood, and the guy was like, listen, it's going to hurt very bad for a couple weeks, and then you'll be totally fine. And I was like, okay, well, I have USAs. And the guy was like, listen, my advice, just hang it up for now and just get yourself better. And this is a true story. I just said, hey, listen, am I going to die if I do this? I just want to know, like, can I die? Is there anything that I'm doing right now that I can die from? And he was like, laughed, and he was like looking at me like this meathead, you know? And he was like, you're not going to die. You're just going to be in a lot of pain. And I'm like, well, you know what, man, I came this far, and I kind of already had it made up. Like, this was going to be my last show. It's like a sad way to bail out. Like, I'm just going to do what it takes to go through with it. So I had to change my diet because my liver wasn't producing bile. And I just did like 3 hours of cardio and ate like little tiny meals. And I did the show, and the crazy thing is, I still looked what I thought was really, really good. And I placed the worst that I've ever placed.
Right.
So it was after that. And he was there. He was looking at me. I remember I always used to look at him when he would sit in the front covering the show. And he was like, and, you know, I don't get the first call out. They call the second call out, and I walk out. And he was like, and everybody else was like, I don't know. You look really great, man. I don't know what it was. And it was right then and there where I'm like, you know what? This is just like the time for me to hang it up.
Yep.
And I knew right then and there that I was done. Like, you know, we did the little marketing thing with the Beat PJ Challenge last year.
Yep.
When I was like, you know, I made the end date nationals, and everyone's like, oh, he's coming back. But I knew I wasn't coming back. I kind of knew that day. Like,
I didn't realize you lined them up.
Yeah, we did that on purpose.
Okay.
Yeah. We always calculate everything.
Yeah.
So to me, it was like, you know what? If I can't, I'm not beating any of these guys. I'm blowing up my liver and stuff. Like, it's just not there for me, you know? So
yeah.
I wanted to put it all into the business after that.
So the reason I bring that last show up is because here we are years later.
Yeah.
And you get what every bodybuilder kind of dreams of as a kid. You get your first magazine cover.
I thought you were going to say I get to be on your show.
Oh, yeah. Well, not every young bodybuilder is dreaming of that quite yet.
The smart ones.
So here we are looking at the beautiful
that's
Celeste
awesome. That's
and
so cool.
PJ. So that's your first magazine cover for Iron Man.
Probably last,
the
too.
Rich and Fit spread, you know?
Funny name that they put on there. I didn't want to argue it.
So how did that come about? They called you up, or you guys worked it with a deal with advertising?
We were doing some marketing with MD and Flex, and we weren't doing anything with them. And the owner, Benai, he's really cool. He's very like forward-thinking. He bought the magazine this year. And he wanted to get involved in like trying to make bodybuilding cool, you know? Like, we think, who do we associate like cool with now? Rob and Daniel and Bailey, you know? It's like different.
Right.
You know, and he was like, I told him, I was like, you know, we're going to do some stuff with your magazine, and you know, the fact that my wife was a wrestling champion and things like that, they thought the story was cool.
And she looks like okay in a magazine spread too.
Yeah, you know, it depends on what you like.
As long as, you kind of balance it. Yeah.
It was a lot harder for me to look good than for her.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was like a dream come true because, you know, you can look at my high school yearbook. This is no bullshit. Well, we don't have that to pull up there. But one of my ambitions was to be.
Get in time. We
didn't have time.
Have it in time.
Yeah, you had chalked to New Fairfield High School, 1999. I wrote, I want to be on the cover of a magazine, of a bodybuilding magazine. And my wife was in all of the wrestling magazines, but she was never on a cover either. So our first time, we got to do it together, which was like really amazing. You know?
Yeah, no, and it was a great spread too. Like you guys look fantastic.
Thank you.
And I like how you reinvented yourself. You look better now than, like, you know, 90% of guys that want to be on stage as bodybuilders.
Thank you.
So, you know, that, I mean, was that the Columbus photo shoot you guys did that wound up in
That was
part of
the
it?
Columbus photo shoot was a week after. So we did first half home.
Yeah.
And then the second half in Columbus.
Because I was in the gym that day when you guys came in to do the shoot. You
All
know?
The giant mutant guys.
So I take a little bit of inspirational credit for how that turned out.
Of course.
Yeah.
I think the reason that my wife looked so good was because you were there.
Right. You know, the environment
she mentioned that to me too.
Yeah. It like got her like going, you know.
So yeah, no, I thought it was cool because, you know, I saw it and I knew you'd be really happy about that. And then I finally actually looked at the full spread the other day. I got a copy of it and checked it out. So that's one of the reasons we wanted to have you on the show.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm so proud of it, man. It's such a cool thing, and like, you know, I like to think maybe it'll happen again. Probably won't. So
it will.
It was.
You'll have more.
In a way, I liked it so much because, you know, a lot of guys think that when they're done competing, that's going to be it.
Right.
Like they're afraid to step away from the stage because, like, I'm never going to look good again. I'm never going to be motivated to look good again. No one's going to care how I look again. You know, I hear that stuff from guys that are, you know, kind of thinking about, you know, ending the stage time. And I mean, I'm going to be 40 this year, so I mean, you know, I'm there too. You know, I'm going to do a show this year. I hit it as hard as I can. You know, maybe I'll blow my liver up.
Hopefully not.
No, I'm, you know, taking a different approach. But yeah, you know, you start to think, you know, after this is done, you know, what can I do to stay relevant? So I thought it was, you know, good. What would you give people for advice? Like, you said you enjoy training now, you're training faster and lighter, and you're still holding more muscle than guys that are training like maniacs.
You know what? The craziest thing is when you let go of the fact that it's do or die, and that this day is the most important day. And then I think, was it Dorian that said, like, make this workout the best workout ever, right?
Yeah.
Like, this has to be the best work. I don't think like that anymore. I think to myself, like, I'm going to stay on top of my diet, eat as clean as I can, and if something hurts, you know what? I'm just going to move on to something else. And when you don't put that tremendous amount of stress on yourself, it's actually amazing like how your body can still adapt and grow and respond. And I'm not trying to be like a monster anymore. Like I look at you guys, man, all you mutant guys are freak shows. You know, you guys are huge. When I was young, I was like, I'll do anything to be like that.
Right.
But now it's just like, I want to know that I'm eating healthy, doing my cardio, feeling good.
And as you get older, you get more confident in what you have, and you worry less about what you don't have.
Yes.
Like we all, you know, when we're young, we're like, oh, that guy's arms, man, if I had arms like that.
Yeah.
And then as you get older, you're like, you know what? Arms are pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't need 24-inch arms, but a lot of guys want arms the size of the, you know what I mean? You start to think differently.
Yeah.
So now I want to take a switch in direction here. You guys are doing something for cancer research.
Yeah, so
tell us about that.
Essentially, PJ and I, maybe a lot of people don't know, but both my father and PJ's father are going through battling cancer.
Both now, currently.
Yeah, right now. My dad has been dealing with it for a little over 3 years, and you know, it started out with colon cancer, and he had his colon removed. It went to his lungs. He had pieces of lungs removed. Now it's in his liver. He had part of his liver removed. It's been a battle, and PJ's dad is very similar. He's been battling it for a few years as well, and so essentially, you know, we've been very fortunate to do very well in the supplement industry, way better than we ever thought we'd do.
Right.
And so we said to ourselves, you know, what can we do to give back? And so we thought, what's the I guess the cause closest to our heart? And to be honest, it's cancer, and obviously cancer these days is affecting everybody. I mean, it touches almost everybody's life.
It's insane.
Yeah, it's really insane.
Yeah.
So, you know, we thought about this, and there's a hospital very close to us, Holtz children's hospital. It's a cancer hospital for children, and they're on. Not only are they close to us in the. I mean, they're like an hour drive away, and we can actually go there and see what's being done.
Right.
But also, they're at the top of children's research for cancer treatment and cures for cancer. So we decided we would use our funds to donate to this hospital to hopefully help, these children that are there, and cancer research in general. And how we're doing that is that when somebody, let's say Ron Partlow, goes and buys something, you'll have the option to donate.
Like on the website?
On the website, anything you want. And we'll match whatever donation you have dollar for dollar. So if you donate $70, we're going to donate $70 as well. And then also, if you don't want to buy anything, because we didn't want to make it so you had to buy something, you can go to the site, you can just buy the donation. And you donate $50 and we'll match your donation dollar for dollar. So hopefully...
That hasn't run away on you yet? You're not...
No, so far so good. But we're hoping, we want to donate, $10,000, $20,000 a month to cancer treatment. So it seems like something that we would feel good about, that hopefully can help people, that we can go there and see what our money is being worked, towards. I know for PJ this means a lot. Cancer in general. His dad and what it means to him. I know we thought a lot about what we wanted to do with the money, what cause. It just seemed like the smart thing to do because it affected us personally.
Yeah. It affects everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's tons of good charities. You don't want to pick one and say that it's the best. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just touched us the most.
Yeah. Because you can go to any of those places
I really
and see
like
people
the fact
benefiting.
that we can go there.
Yes.
It's huge.
Yeah,
for
definitely.
Us, so.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, you guys are so busy with running two companies under one umbrella that I saw that you guys were looking for an assistant.
Yes.
I read the ad. I read how you worded it. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
It reminded me a bit, you and Rob Bailey took a bit of the same approach. Did you see his ad for an assistant?
I saw,
Is he looking for an assistant too?
He put up a video. They're looking for a graphic designer. He's like, I don't care about your school.
Yeah.
I don't care where you went to school.
I did see that.
I don't even want to see your resume. Is that right?
Yeah, I saw that.
You guys put up a post. You were like, are you ready to change your life? It's 24 hours a day, no days off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? It's been extremely, almost too successful. We received about 400 so far resumes.
Right.
And it's like that's a great thing, and it's overwhelming. So many people are interested.
Yeah.
But on the negative side, it's like, man, how do we get through all these resumes without seeing the people, without bringing them and interviewing them? So our next phase, what me and PJ are working on now, is paring the list down to about 4 or 5 people, and then flying them in, and we'll have them come with us and basically be with us for 3 or 4 days.
At the same time, like a reality
No.
That would be great.
That would be
That's a great idea.
have them all come
we
together.
We
should do a contest.
Like
Make
have
them joust each other and
have them
stuff.
enter the house one at a time,
Like
so run to the door, just like the old Big Brother.
Like, go get our car, and they'll all run to get the car.
Yeah.
We might have just started something new right there.
I accidentally planted a seed.
We could do a fun contest with that, definitely.
Definitely.
But we've had an overwhelming response, and essentially, I mean, what a great opportunity. I mean, I know for myself, 5, 6, 7 years ago, I would have looked at this opportunity and be like, holy, man, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So what we have done essentially is said, hey, our life, we need help. We need somebody to assist us to make our life a little easier so we can be more productive. Now, what that means for somebody else is that they'll be with us all the time. They'll travel to here, they'll be to Germany, they'll be to England, they'll be everywhere with us.
Right.
They'll essentially be a part of our daily life. They'll get a view of the supplement industry from the ground to the top. They'll see everything, they'll be a part of everything, and when they leave a year down the road, they'll have the opportunity, assuming they do a good job, they'll have an opportunity to be an executive in our company, $100,000 plus job. So they're going to start, not that we're paying a tremendous amount now, or it's super glamorous now, but the opportunity is tremendous. And you get to learn the business. And it's not easy to get in this business.
No, man.
If you don't know anybody.
Yeah, no, definitely. It is all about networking, this weird little subculture that we have. It's like a real thin net cast around the whole planet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
There's not a lot of us. It's spread out.
We're all here.
And we all come together.
I know him. And so to get in, to be Ron Partlow is not very easy, man.
No.
To get into this, to say you want to be with Mutant, it's not such an easy thing to do. You're sending the resume, you're like, nah. We get, I don't want to exaggerate, but let's say we get 6 to 10 emails a day wanting to join Team Prime or Blackstone.
Yep.
and of those 6 to 10 emails a day, we respond to like 0.1. Maybe not even that many.
I mean, my job title is athlete relations specialist.
What you do, yeah.
So, I mean, I can get 5 to 20 a day, people that want sponsored.
Yeah.
And they have nothing to offer.
Yeah.
They don't understand how it works. They don't even attach pictures.
Yeah.
To the email. I don't even understand how some people think this works.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Just taking the time to respond to those emails.
Oh, man.
Pointless.
That's
a job
in itself, though.
Yeah, we
right?
should hire assistants.
Because you're like, do I respond to this? Do I explain to them?
I was responding to every single one.
Yeah.
And I try to, but there's days where
No
I'm
way.
like,
Yeah.
this guy didn't earn a response.
Yeah.
Trash bin.
Yeah, so we've been peering down the resumes, and like we do, it's funny because it's different than you would think. A year ago, or not a year ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, PJ and I would have done it almost the exact opposite. So now when I see resumes with bikini girls with their like, here's my thong picture, I take those and immediately discard them, So we look at it very differently.
Because his wife was like, boom.
Yeah,
You guys are married up now. Yeah,
married up.
Married up.
And instead of looking for something like that, we're looking for somebody who can legitimately help us. So it's been a process, and it's actually been fun, and I think that the person that we're going to get from this will be somebody really great that's going to help us, and that will benefit themselves in the long run.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, a lot has changed for both of you guys. I've known you guys since the RX days.
Yeah.
I call them the RX days.
I met you in North Americans at 2007, I think it was, maybe 2008.
Yeah, it would have been 8 or even 9. Yeah, but yeah, that's when we met, and we hit it off right away.
Yeah,
we had mutual people we discussed.
Days,
the species days. So, things have changed a lot for you guys. How have things changed with the way people treat you? I mean, you guys were writers and editors and sponsored athletes and national competitors and troublemakers and outcasts. Yeah. And now you guys have 2 companies. You're doing these crazy photo shoots with fancy cars and hot wives. And everything's going really well. What have you
now we
noticed?
have carte blanche,
Yeah.
I think that you hit the nail on the head. We talked about the species days and the RX muscle days. I think that because who PJ and I were associated with, Dave Palumbo was kind of like, I worked for him. I was the editor-in-chief of RX Muscle. And at the time, it's not like it is now. It was a player in the bodybuilding coverage industry, So we were right there head in head, neck and neck with Flex and with MD, and we were battling to see who was the best. We had radio shows. We covered every contest. We went around the world. And usually when I went around the world with RX Muscle, I usually got treated pretty poorly. And I think that was
hotel rooms.
No, I just mean like not even hotel rooms. Yeah, we didn't have the luxury suites, but
you mean by the
by
the people,
the powers that be. We were kind of like the redheaded stepchild. And so I would go to a show, and I wouldn't be treated that favorably. People would just kind of like,
you got your seats in the corner.
Yeah, you guys go sit over there. It would be like, you want to get on the stage, do the post wrap up? You guys stay down there, not allowed on the stage. You know what I mean? It was just a little bit less. And then PJ was Species, and I think the same kind of feeling was felt for Species. So
people would tell me, they were like, hey, when are you going to get away from him?
Yeah.
And I'd be like, well, what do you mean?
Yeah.
He's cool.
Treats me good.
And they'd be like, no, you need to get away from him. Like, straight up.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay.
And I heard the same stuff, that Dave Palumbo, you guys are with him, and he's looked at a certain way, and so that same, I guess, like, the way that they looked at him was spread to whoever he's with. And so I don't feel like we got so the reason I'm saying that is because the difference that we experience now is partially due to the fact that we were maybe looked at maybe a little negatively before as a result of that. Not because they didn't like PJ or because they didn't like me, but just because they already had this opinion for somebody else. So the difference now, there's a big difference now. The difference now is that PJ and I sponsor almost 50 NPC shows, 47 NPC shows.
Yep.
We're the title sponsor of big shows like the Team Universe. So I guess, in a way, like Dave Palumbo, this is simplifying it, but was looked at like a taker. Like he takes. He does the shows, he makes advertising money. Species, it takes. So we are now looked at as kind of like givers, if that makes sense. So we sponsor a lot of shows.
It's always better to be a giver.
It's always better to be a giver. It's always, people like you better when you give them some money. So you can put some money in their pocket. Especially, yeah. So you give them some money, and they put it in their pocket, they feel better about the whole thing. And as a result, you know, I feel like we are given a lot of respect and whatever, and carte blanche, like PJ said. Now, in reality, we're the same people, so it's not like I'm any cooler or PJ's any cooler than he used to be. But we get treated a lot nicer. What's that?
Less cool, maybe.
Less cool, maybe.
Now, do you guys get any?
Especially him.
Do you guys get any backlash for the fun you have with the images? Like, I know you're not standing in your leopard shorts petting your dog by your fancy car in the morning just for fun. But it was a funny picture. It was a great picture. So do you guys get backlash and people actually think you've changed? Like, you changed, man.
I don't know. I don't think anybody says that we've changed, you know, because we've always done silly stuff. And to me, that was just a silly thing to do. Like, we've always thought ahead of what could we do to make people laugh.
Yeah.
You know? So, like, when we did that picture, the way that worked out, I had my 1999th post on Instagram, and somebody messaged me, and they were like, hey, you're about to hit 2,000 posts on Instagram. You got to do something special. And I was like, man, if that girl didn't say that, I wouldn't even have known.
I don't even look at mine. I don't know
and
how
I
many
thought,
I have.
why the am I posting so much on Instagram?
Your first thought was, there's something wrong.
Whoa.
There's something wrong.
So
he's like double me, just so you know.
So it's really funny. So the day before that, you know, my wife, she has her own clothing line, Celestial Bodies.
Yes.
And she does women's stuff, but she made me these boxers, right?
Oh, they were custom.
Yeah. And so I told her.
I was going to ask where you got them, right?
So I told her, I was like, I will never, ever wear these, ever.
He sent me a picture. He's
And
like,
she
look
was
at this
no,
shit.
they're hot, whatever. So we kind of laughed about it that night. And then the next day, I was like, you know what? I got this idea. I have to do my 2000th post. We're about to go to the beach. Give me those boxers that you made me last night. Get the dogs. Like, everybody knows I love my animals. And I want to take a picture with my dream car that I have now and the dogs. And we're going to just post this. It's going to be my 2000th post. And so we went outside. I put the boxers on. I'm like, hurry up. The neighbors are looking at me like, what the hell? And, you know, have my little dog.
I thought that would just be kind of normal, aside from the muscles.
Calling the police and stuff. And so, you know, we did it quick. She took the picture. And that picture actually wound up getting, you know, this is a hilarious way to measure things in life nowadays. But, you know, it's valid. It got the most likes that I've ever gotten on an Instagram picture.
Yes.
So because of
People
that,
loved it.
one of the guys in my office was like, this picture is so awesome that I framed it and I'm hanging it on your wall. And then we actually used it as our first ever Blackstone Labs ad.
Me and PJ
in a print
knew.
magazine.
Me and PJ knew it was a unique image. So in all the magazines, in Flex and MD, it says blaze your own path, and it has that image of PJ standing there.
In those boxers.
Yeah, in the boxers. And incidentally, or interestingly enough, all the guys, the marketing guys and the guys at MD and Flex say it is the most unique ad and the most interesting ad they've ever done. And the Flex guys said that it's amazing. They love it. It's like they're out of the year so far.
It's like, if you think about what Aaron and I do and what we've done, like, no one has really ever done anything like us. Like, you know, there's corporate guys that come in and start companies, or there's the Mr. Olympia that's like, I'm going to use my name to start the company. But there's really, I like to think there's never been anyone that does things the way that we do. And everyone tells us, like, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. So when we put that picture out and everybody loved it, and we put blaze your own path, it's kind of like us being like, you know what, we're going to do whatever that we want to do, and that's it. You know, and it's worked.
People like our ads in the magazines, and we weren't originally going to do that many ads, but as our revenue's grown, we've kind of matched and we've added more and more pages to the magazines. But if you look and you see the ads for Blackstone especially, and you say, oh, these are cool or they're different, it's because me and PJ do all of them.
Right.
We do all of them. So we don't have a marketing director that's saying, hey, this is the path we want to take, or this is the message we want to deliver. It's all me and PJ.
Yeah, I understand exactly what you're talking about, because we've done stuff with Mutant that was completely never done before, like streaming live from the booth.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, when we had this idea and we started showing other people, you know, I saw some scrunched up faces. Like, how can this generate? Because everyone just thinks about instant revenue.
Yeah.
They don't think about the long ramifications of something growing.
Sure.
You know, we've sort of lost, I think, with how we do things now. That short-term return is the only thing they measure. Like, how many great television shows don't even get a season now?
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, Seinfeld never really got popular until season 3.
Right.
But nowadays it wouldn't even make it past the first season because there wouldn't be enough instant views. And so I see that mentality everywhere now, and they're not. Oh, speaking of forward thinkers, a little walk by from Mr. Bailey.
We ought to get him to come in. Can we get him to come in?
Yeah, we get him to come in.
Come on.
Hey, come on in. As long as he speaks into one of our microphones.
What's up, buddy?
Look at a little guest appearance.
How are you, man?
Hey.
There he is. Hi.
We were just talking about you.
The extra microphone just hanging out back there for him.
Hey, Rob.
Hello, everyone.
What are you doing?
We got moved. Hulk Hogan took our booth,
Okay.
so they moved us over here.
So you're closer.
With hardcore bodybuilding.
Oh, yeah. You're just at that booth now.
Yeah.
Oh, well, now I can come visit.
Yeah, come on over.
Everyone's asking me where you are.
Right there.
Okay, cool, man. Yeah. How did everything go for you yesterday on the show?
It went well. It's a good show, isn't it?
Yeah,
Some really cool stuff.
We were talking, he's actually a really good person to ask. We were talking about advertising and how we've been kind of out of the box by doing advertising in the magazines. It's a little different than everybody else. Rob actually does no advertising, and somehow that works for him.
Talk about outside the box.
How can I do no advertising? How does that work?
You can. It's producing good media, and I mean that's what they're doing right now is they're spending the extra money and they're producing good untraditional media. I don't know. That's what people want now.
Yeah.
I don't think people want the typical.
Well, we were just talking about being told no, that won't work.
Oh, yeah.
And I instantly
beautiful.
thought about yesterday when you were just talking about how you heard that every time you've done anything.
Everything we've ever done. That's not
Yeah.
going to work. Yeah. That's normally the thing that's going to work.
So
Yeah.
now
We
it's,
found that out
it's
too.
music to our ears.
Oh, we're getting messages.
Yeah. This
I
just
thought he
did.
They're like, send Rob away, send Rob away.
I just heard a great one from Ryan. He said advertising is a tax you pay for unremarkable thinking.
Oh, that's good. That's good, Ryan.
So
That's good.
So yeah, so there, it's something to take home with you, everybody at home. That's a thing to think.
Ryan at Mutant is actually a great example of marketing thinking out of the box and working.
Right.
Because Mutant 2-3 years ago was nothing, and all of a sudden they started doing this different stuff, and here we are now.
I'll tell you how I wound up here. I was standing at the Arnold booth in 2012, small little 10 by 20. You know, when things were picking up, they were going pretty good. Our booth was busy. Ryan, I'd only been on the team a few months. That was my first big event. It was my first Arnold ever. And he pulled me behind the curtain at one point. He goes, you can talk to pretty much anybody, eh? And I was like, yeah, I bartended for so many years. You just like, it's normal. You know, hey, where are you guys from? What's going on? You know, that sort of thing. And he goes, I got an idea for a show. We're gonna put a microphone in your hand. I'll figure it out. I don't know quite yet, but we're gonna talk about it. And that's where it came from. So,
cool.
you know, just you got people around you that have an eye for things, right? Like you got an eye for things. You guys got an eye for things. Ryan has an eye for things. And that's how really cool stuff happens. You know, you got to be thinking differently than everyone else.
No.
So, you know, that's how it works.
Yeah, it's worked good for us, and I know it's worked good for him.
Yeah, you putting some dollars in your pocket, Rob?
I like how when he came over, the crowd kind of changed a little bit. Like everybody started like creeping over.
All the
saw
chicks
somebody like
came
throw
by.
a grappling hook up and like climb over to see what was
Who's
going on.
that guy up there?
Everyone got like, they don't want to like, before there was like a couple people that wanted to hear what Aaron and I were saying that they were just watching. But then everybody else started kind of like being like, whoa, like Rob Bailey's over there. Maybe we should like get a little closer and see what's going on over there. We're actually talking about the stock market, guys.
They'll start a line for autographs over there.
They know Dana's over there.
Oh, yeah.
No one cares about me.
So you can get away. You can walk to the food court by yourself as long as Dana's not with you.
I used to be able to last year. This year's
More crazy.
it's a little bit more.
This shit's crazy.
If you walk with Dana to the food court, what would happen if you guys just like strolled together, holding hands, just decide to have a meet, like a little
We would get stopped
sandwich?
by every single
It would be
person.
nonstop, right?
Yeah, nobody recognizes what a real bathroom trip looks like anymore.
Oh.
And no one recognizes what a hungry bodybuilder looks
Well,
like
I
anymore.
have to send people in to get her because she gets stuck in bathrooms.
Oh,
That's where they
my
corner
God.
her.
Oh, man.
So
See, guys don't talk in the bathroom, so we're okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's
see
Rob, baby. Do they shake your hand? That's why I don't shake your hand.
Hey, Rob Bailey, you seen you in the
Hey, Rob,
bathroom.
oh, it's a little wet on my.
I don't want to make it weird, dude, but
I like your stuff.
yeah.
Can I take a picture?
I listen to music while I train. I'm like, fuck yeah, bro. Cool.
Can I take a picture? Selfie.
That's the perfect way to go out with Rob Bailey's bathroom story.
Well,
Awesome.
Thanks for
appreciate you
stopping
guys
by,
having
man.
me as a
brother.
special guest.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, brother. Yes.
We,
Right over there.
A
Guys
special,
can come visit.
special guest.
we do walk-ons here.
All
No
right.
problem. You know you got an open invite.
Thank you.
Yeah, you bet, man. Let's give
finish up with
PJ the
them.
microphone, then he can have two.
Oh, there you go.
I feel like I want to anyway.
Yeah. Thanks, Rob. So we got PJ Braun, Aaron Singerman from Blackstone Labs / Prime Nutrition.
There we go.
Yep.
All right, thanks for coming on. I think that
Thank
one
you,
that
Ron.
one might be okay.
All right,
That
good,
one
good,
might
good,
turn out.
good.
I'm going to tell you a quick funny story.
Oh yeah, let's go.
So when we met, which was, we decided 2009 perhaps.
Yeah.
So I was standing with a good buddy of mine, Chris LeCompte, another very good NBC bodybuilder.
I know who he is. Yeah.
And you were with a woman that you introduced me to as, I believe it was your girlfriend at the time.
Okay, yeah.
And you said to her, this is PJ Braun, a young, charismatic bodybuilder from the United States. And to that day,
He
my
told me
buddy,
that.
Chris LeCompte, introduces me to all of his friends as the young, charismatic bodybuilder from the United States. and we both still
This
laugh
is true.
to it.
This is totally
Yeah.
true, actually. Yeah.
Okay, he actually works on Wall Street, so I meet a lot of the business guys, and he's like, this is PJ Braun, a young, charismatic bodybuilder from the United States.
Does he know he's doing it, or did it just get stuck in his head?
No, he knows that he's doing it.
Right.
But it's all because of you from that day. So
I love could give someone a tagline. You know, that works. I'll come up with one for you. Not that you need one.
Thank you, Ron. I
Yeah, there you
appreciate
go.
that. I can't wait.
It got a little out of control this episode, but that's how we like it. Mutant Live. It's been a great day 2 here at Body Power 2015 in Birmingham, England. We got an amazing list of guests that have been on so far. We had Robin Dana Lynn Bailey. We had Dorian Yates. We had Neil Hill. We got these two clowns. We got more coming up. Thanks a lot for watching. Hey.